Without a home there can be no good citizen. With a home there can be no bad one. Outside of the Constitution we have no legal authority more than private citizens, and within it we have only so much as that instrument gives us. This broad principle limits all our functions and applies to all subjects. When I die, I desire no better winding sheet than the stars and stripes, and no softer pillow than the Constitution of my country. It's a damn poor mind that can only think of one way to spell a word. Honest conviction is my courage, the Constitution is my guide. The goal to strive for is a poor government but a rich people. Legislation can neither be wise nor just which seeks the welfare of a single interest at the expense and to the injury of many and varied interests. If the rabble were lopped off at one end and the aristocrat at the other, all would be well with the country. There are some who lack confidence in the integrity and capacity of the people to govern themselves. To all who entertain such fears I will most respectfully say that I entertain none. If man is not capable, and is not to be trusted with the government of himself, is he to be trusted with the government of others? Who, then, will govern? The answer must be, man, for we have no angels in the shape of men, as yet, who are willing to take charge of our political affairs. Who, then, will govern? The answer must be, man, for we have no angels in the shape of men, as yet, who are willing to take charge of our political affairs. For myself, I care not whether treason be committed north or south, he that is guilty of treason is entitled to a traitor's fate. Let them impeach and be damned. The homestead policy was established only after long and earnest resistance. Experience proves its wisdom. The lands in the hands of industrious settlers, whose labor creates wealth and contributes to the public resources, are worth more to the United States than if they had been reserved as a solitude for future purchasers. The enactment of the Homestead Act would create the strongest tie between the citizen and the government. He would with cheerfulness contribute his proportionable part of the taxes to defray the expenses of the political system under which he lived. Notwithstanding a mendacious press, notwithstanding a subsidized gang of hirelings who have not ceased to traduce me, I have discharged all my official duties and fulfilled my pledges. And I say here tonight that if my predecessor had lived, the vials of wrath would have poured out upon him. My right side is paralyzed. I need no doctor. I can overcome my own troubles. If I am shot at, I want no man to be in the way of the bullet. Whenever you hear a man prating about the Constitution, spot him as a traitor. I have lived among Negroes, all my life, and I am for this government with slavery under the Constitution as it is. I am for the government of my fathers with Negroes. I am for it without Negroes. Before I would see this government destroyed, I would send every Negro back to Africa, disintegrated and blotted out of space. There are no good laws but such as repeal other laws. I realized, there are people out there who can beat me, want to beat me. And unless I continue to innovate and evolve, I am going to learn a painful lesson from someone who has. I tell our sisters in the South that so far as Tennessee is concerned, she will not be dragged into a Southern or any other confederacy until she has had time to consider, and then she will go when she believes it to be her interest, and not before. I have reached the summit of my ambition. I have been almost overwhelmed by the announcement of the which has so recently occurred. I feel incompetent to perform duties so important and responsible as those which have been so unexpectedly thrown upon me. I hold it the duty of the executive to insist upon frugality in the expenditure, and a sparing economy is itself a great national source. I am sworn to uphold the Constitution as Andrew Johnson understands it and interprets it. Tyranny and despotism can be exercised by many, more rigorously, more vigorously, and more severely, than by one. The life of a republic lies certainly in the energy, virtue, and intelligence of its citizens. Slavery exists. It is black in the South, and white in the North. I hold it the duty of the executive to insist upon frugality in the expenditure, and a sparing economy is itself a great national source. Which quotation do you like the most? Don't forget to subscribe.